everyone.
Hey guys!
Today I got Lindsay with me. I'm so excited. We were just talking about how we're twinsing in our glasses. So hopefully y'all are doing good. We got Canada, we got Jamaica.
Yes, Italy.
Hello.
Bangladesh. Wow.
That is so cool.
Yes.
Hawaii, hello. Yay.
I was with you in Hawaii.
Same. Hello, everyone. Well, Lindsay, what are you going to be working on today? And y'all in the comments can let us know too.
Yes. Okay, so today I am actually doing a read-through of my current novel that's out in the query trenches. I mentioned on my channel I got a couple full requests and a couple yeah, so that's exciting. But I also got a couple rejections on a full request. So I'm going to be working today on that read-through to do some of the agent feedback that I've gotten, kind of incorporate before I send it back out there. So
yes, that's so exciting. That's awesome too that you got some kind of comments on it and you can see what to improve. That is so cool. And so this is correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second project you've gone out on the trenches with?
This is actually the first one.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This one. It's confusing because I have two out at one time. So
okay, gotcha. I was like, in my head, I was like, there were two projects, but
yeah, no, it's the YA dark fantasy. It's like my fat disabled mermaid, slicing and dicing, type story. Yes. What are you working on today?
I think I'm going to be working on finishing up some scenes in my romance novellas. So they're on like the second and a half draft stage. I don't know why I always feel like I need to assign numbers to the stages, but like they're coming along. It's now just fixing what I fixed before, where you change something and then you're like, crap, I gotta go. So look at that. Working on NaNoWriMo novel. Haven't opened it in 2 months. I do feel that. Let's see. Angela.
Oh, someone asked what the trenches mean. The trenches are when you go into the query trenches or when you're trying to find an agent for a traditional publishing journey career thing. That was a horrible explanation. But it's just basically called the trenches because it feels like war, man.
Yes. Well, that's something I feel like I should mention. Something I think so cool about Lindsay is that since authortube is like AuthorTube's kind of a strange reflection, I feel like, of the writing world that I was used to, where it's a lot more self-publishing heavy or indie publishing heavy. And there's a fewer traditional publishing people, because I know Alexa, obviously, and Lizelle, and then Lindsay, who's querying now to be on the traditional publishing route. So it's going to be really cool to sort of follow your journey. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's got its pros and cons.
Yes.
There's definitely a discussion to be had about failing publicly when you're, doing this whole thing. So it's interesting though. Yeah, and I'm excited.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is something where, gosh, there's few times when you're really putting yourself out there and then it's not really a failure, but it's like kind of a failure, but definitely on the public side, it feels more of a failure than just yeah. Oh man. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think you fail. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. There you go. I think we're slight delay.
No, I just mean, I agree. I don't think you fail until you like ultimately give up. Like there's no real failing, but there is something about you saying, hey, I have to update all the people that watch me on all my rejections.
Yeah. But it's nice for you having gotten, some full requests. That's a lot more than a lot of people get. Just period. So
yeah, I have to remind myself of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm glad I have my experience out there for other people that are maybe doing hybrid publishing, want to do both sides, traditional and self, or are just going full traditional. So
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to help. Yeah, it really will help so many other people just to see what it's like. So yeah, and they won't feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, do we want to go ahead and get into a sprint, the question's going to be, oh, hey, Brooke. The question's going to be, how long do we want to sprint for? Since you're reading over some stuff, are you feeling more longer sprints or?
It doesn't matter to me. It's whatever you guys are more comfortable with. I know you do like the funny minute time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you and the people watching pick, and I'm down for whatever.
Sounds good. We will see when things come in. I think I have a little bit of a delay, but y'all throw out some minutes. What are you feeling? We can go back and read some of the comments while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Regina's saying. When you get a rejection, just remember that was one person who didn't like your book, whereas you'll have tons of readers who love your writing. That's also something maybe to talk about at a certain point, is that for traditional publishing, it's kind of this immediate, not just I like your book, but also I think your book's going to sell to a lot of people or like a certain number. So there's some amount of success that I think with traditional publishing, they're expecting, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Regina.
Let's see. Okay, I'm a fan. We're going to do 1001. Forwards and backwards. Let me see. Once again, I should have prepared this before, but I will share my screen and set this up. Okay. I think that worked. It's going to be our first sprint, y'all. Are you ready, Lindsay?
I'm ready.
All right, start. All right. That is it for the first sprint. How'd you do?
I did pretty well. I think I got through almost a full chapter. So,
Ooh, that's
what about you?
Oh, let's see. I managed to, I got through a chunk of it. I rewrote a little bit, so, feeling good.
That counts.
I wanted to ask, are you at your standing desk? Are you standing right now?
I am.
Look at that. So Lindsay's actually the one who convinced me to finally get a standing desk. I'm not at it now. It's in the other room, but I love it so much.
Maybe I could like show it off.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. The lighting might get wonky, folks. Let's see. Can you see it? So that's my dining room table, and then I just have the standing desk on top, so I can come over here and stand. And then when you don't want to stand anymore, it just collapses down so you can sit. It's wonderful. It's like it helped my neck and back so much. I love it.
Oh my gosh. See, that's awesome. That's what team standing desk. Yeah, standing desks are the best.
Yeah.
We're very proud of Brooke during the sprint. She managed to put on her fake lashes.
Go girl.
Crushing it. Let's see. Cheryl is editing her nano novel, so no new words, but you got through some edits. Also, what a picture. Can we just talk about that real quick? Beautiful. I need to watch Supernatural, but awesome.
Wait, you see a picture? What's going on?
You see on the screen, theoretically, Cheryl's comment should be there.
Okay. I love it.
Yes. I see Lori's writing lying on the couch with my sleeping cat on my back. Wow. I mean, adorable. This is one of those times where I wish I could almost see a picture, but like you yourself probably could not take it. Oh my gosh. Drawing all afternoon, 1:34. Wow. I'm working on my female rom-com so I can get it to beta readers. Woo.
Awesome. You guys are doing work this morning.
Yeah, scripting a comic. My goodness. I always love seeing the different kinds of writing that people do. It's so fun.
It's like really motivating.
Yeah.
Reading what everyone's getting done.
Yeah. And then we got blog posts. Look at all of this. My goodness. Well, that's what, Lindsay, when you think about your writing day, do you try and set goals for the day, or is it just kind of get up and see what I'm able to do kind of thing?
I'm definitely a goal motivated person, so I have to put block goals to check off one by one. So that's usually what I do. I think my prime writing hours are 10 to 3. That's when I'm kind of like you in that, right? Like you. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's the afternoon. I'm just my brain is done. There's this around 2:00. I start thinking what would be good? A nap.
Right.
People from Finland trying to get 1K for the day during the stream. All right. That's awesome.
That's amazing. It usually takes me 2 days to get 1,000 words when I'm drafting. So that's
really? Yeah.
I'm a slow drafter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was surprised. So I posted a video recently about fast drafting, and I was so surprised at all the people who were saying that it was it felt like a mixture of people, either the fast drafters or the slow drafters. I'm just a fast drafter, but a very, very, very slow reviser.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love reading through the comments, because if you feel alone in the fact that you're a slow drafter or a slow reviser or whatever, it makes you feel better to see you're not, and then other people write like you too. So
yeah.
So if you're ever feeling discouraged, anyone in the comment box, about your writing process, go look at those comments. They were great
comments.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, one thing, guys, so sometimes we do 2-hour streams. This time we're doing an hour and a half stream. So we're going to try and get as much writing in as we can, a sort of condensed version. So we got this. So, I mean, that being said, should we do another sprint?
I'm down.
The next question is how long again? We'll see what everyone says. Brooke, yeah, I have watched half of Becca's video on fast releasing, and I just, because I'm like not at that stage for any of the publishing or anything yet, it's so fun. Again, just the authortube community. Everyone's everywhere. It's so cool to hear people from different kind of experiences. So maybe one day I will learn about that. Oh, okay. While we're waiting for this to come in, Pamela says I'd rather revise than first draft. Lindsay, what's your favorite part? Like, if you could theoretically, and writing's not like this, if you could only pick one, would you rather draft or revise?
Can I go with option C, which is brainstorm?
Ooh, yes.
I love brainstorming. It's my favorite part. It's just like, because for me, I'm such a heavy, intense plotter. Like I plot everything, that all of my aha moments comes in the brainstorming phase. So that's like when I feel the most creative story wise. Like I still feel creative prose wise, like writing pretty lines or whatever.
Yeah.
But with my process, very little throughout the drafting or revising process like surprises me, because I get all of that surprising stuff out at the beginning. But
yeah.
I love that feeling of just like it all coming together.
Yes. Oh, that's a great option, C. Oh my God, I cannot imagine a writing process where like it doesn't surprise you as much. It does make sense that you would just learn all of it ahead of time, but oh my God.
It's so different with everyone, you know?
Yeah, it really is. That's so cool. Also, I think you are the one who told me about Anatomy of Story and how you were a big fan of that book. Is that right? Am I getting it right? I am bringing it on my trip soon. So.
Yay! It's a little dense. It's not like the most like fun, fast read, but I think if you like really like meditate on it and study and like really take time to think about your book while you're reading, like it'll just do wonders. Like it changed who I am as a writer. I love it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like that's the best thing to hear about that. So I'm gonna give it a go. Also, I like Katie's suggestion, 1551. We're kind of slowly getting some more time in there. So let's go ahead and see if I can share my screen again. 1551, you guys. How do I? It's fine. I got it. All right, Lindsay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's write or read or whatever. Go. All right. That is it. How'd you feel about that one?
Good. So I finished a chapter and I'm kind of analyzing it, dissecting it, figuring out what I want to do with it, you know, the hard
Oh,
part. But what about you? How'd you do?
yes, that is the hard part. I did pretty good. I got to a point where I could just copy and paste stuff, which I always appreciate during revision where I'm like, I already nailed this. So it was nice to move on.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot, we need to take a second here because Kate hit 30,000 subscribers. Everyone. So like, love. How do you feel?
Thank you. Oh, the same, but it was fun. I did spend yesterday, I think it was a good like 25 minutes trying to get the balloon to fall in slow motion. And I was just like, I was so determined. I was like, I'm gonna get this. So yeah, it's nice.
Good. I loved the video, how it just kind of was like, meh.
Oh man. Slow-mo is just so fun. Let's see how everyone else did.
Oh, looks like we're doing good.
Yeah. Seeing people plotting. $4.99, some $3.39. I love that the username's just yikes. That's great.
Planned 5 full chapters? That is wow. That's amazing.
That is phenomenal. Dang. Let's see. Nocto's writing a little biography of their characters. Do you do that as part of your like brainstorming?
Sometimes I feel like a lot of it's so weird. Like I feel like the brainstorming thing for me is so nebulous because sometimes I like have it in my head and sometimes I write it down. But I do try to do like character profiles and questionnaires. I find that really helpful.
Oh,
So I guess in a way I do, just maybe a little bit differently. Like I don't write like full 5-6 page like
right.
born on this day and blah blah blah. But yeah, I do like the questionnaires.
That's so cool. I always find them interesting, but I don't know that I ever come up with anything that I then use. But also, like, how do I know? Because I wrote it. Do you have a favorite question on those questionnaires that you like try and answer each time?
You know, I don't think so. The ones I do are like like they're huge, like they're like the 50 or 100 questions. I have one linked somewhere in my video, I think, where I talk about how I brainstorm my brainstorming process. I have the questionnaire I use linked down below.
Okay.
So if you like that, you could check that out.
That's what I am. I'm gonna go look for it.
I was talking to my critique partner one day about like even the weirdest questions sometimes are the best because you can get so much character depth out of a weird question. Like I remember there was one question that was like, how does your character take their coffee in the morning? And I remember like one character I had was like really like hoity-toity. So he would take like the best imported beans or whatever and like the whole milk, make it like frothy and fancy. But then at the same time, his son doesn't like, and they don't like each other, his son would like drink black coffee, like straight, and just stare at his dad, like, what are you gonna do, dad? And like, it's such a dumb question. Like, who cares how your character drinks their coffee? What is that gonna do? But like, it shows the tension and like a relationship dynamic. You know what I mean? So
it does.
Almost anything you can use to like beef up a character and, I don't know. That's just my nerdiness coming out.
Yeah, well, and I guess as you're filling it out, you can kind of figure out what's important to you to like layer into the story. So I feel like I've had times where reading a question has prompted a specific scene, and I always find that helpful because I don't usually use them, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a good one, actually. I kind of liked that. So I'm going to go look it up.
Yeah. I mean, I think any of them would work. I think I just found one off Pinterest. So
yeah, Pinterest is so good for that.
They're fun.
I love seeing what people's characters, how they take their coffee now.
Yeah.
With a bit of cinnamon.
Yeah. What about you guys? How are you doing the character development? Do you do questionnaires? Am I the only one that does questionnaires? Like, does anyone else do them?
I feel like I see them so often that like I feel like some people have to be. But I'm with you. I feel like it's usually in those like plotter versus pantser videos, people are like, I never use them. So
Yeah. Well, that would make sense if you're pantsing. You probably
you're not gonna,
yeah. That's like pretty intense plotter stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's really nitty gritty. Like why would a pantser need to know if they're black coffee?
We're not going to discuss the 6 pages of character sheet I fill out for my MCs. Wow, yeah.
That's awesome though. Like, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. It really is just always so fun to see how different people write them. Oh, I like this idea. Test scenes where characters interact with each other so I can get a feel for their personalities, how they talk, and how they react.
That's a good one. I like that because then you can really get the voice too.
Yeah, that's what I like to write small scenes that take place before the novel in the different viewpoints of the characters, even if they're not the main character. And I feel like that usually helps me get some kind of backstory.
Yeah.
Character template.
Oh, like a timeline? I saw that too somewhere. Missed it. A timeline is good. I like timelines and stuff like that.
Do you write like once you move from the brainstorming in your head to like actually putting it down, do you do a timeline first kind of thing, or?
I don't do the timeline until I'm almost ready to start like plotting out the plot. So yeah, that's towards the end of the brainstorm, almost towards the outlining.
Yeah. Oh man, okay, so we got brainstorming, outlining. Is there another step before drafting?
I do. I'm showing myself off here for the weirdo that I am, but I do multiple drafts of my outline before I move on to drafting. Yeah. So my first outline is like super bare bones. Like I might have 7 to 10 plot points, and then I kind of go from there. And I use Anatomy of Story because they've got a nice little template that helps. And then I kind of fill in more beats that I need.
Yeah.
And then I do that. Usually I've never done it more than 2 times, but I guess if I needed to do it another time, would. But yeah, I just do that until I feel comfortable enough that I have a full story and then I'm ready to go. And that works really well for me because then when I draft, it's just like I don't have to stop, I don't have to think. I've got it all out. So
yeah. I think that's so interesting. I would love to try that at some point because I sometimes, like when I've talked with Becca about things, I talk about my 0 draft as almost like a more intense outline, almost like picking the scenes and going. I think it would be so interesting to try it.
But I was like Lindsay Puckett for a day.
You know what? I might. I brainstormed. I outlined.
No, and I'm the same.
Oh, sorry.
I'm the same with my first draft. Like my first draft, even though I did multiple outlines, it still reads like stage directions. Like it's not pretty, it's bare bones, and it definitely does feel like a draft 0 still.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling myself the story.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like thinking about it that way.
Yeah. I think you kind of do that too, right? Like I think I've heard in your videos you.
Yeah. Lindsay, you're not a weirdo. You're a butterfly with amazing wings. There you go.
I love that. Thank you.
I feel like the times I've attempted to outline, this is what happens to me, is that I start my draft and then I forget the outline entirely. But I still want to try it. I'm going to do it. I tried writing like Lindsay. I tried brainstorming outlining like Lindsay. It's going to happen.
Yeah, with my draft 0, like the very first, draft 1, draft 0, whatever you want to call it. I take the outline for that chapter and I copy and paste it right in. So, and then I just type under it. So that way I just never forget what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's probably the step that I'm lacking. Like you can't go off script if you have it right in front of you.
Yeah, but you're more of like Plancer, right? So maybe that might not work for you.
It might not, but I'm always
Yeah.
down to try. I like that Ava takes the MBTI quiz for their characters.
Ooh.
And I've seen some people sort their characters into like their Hogwarts houses and stuff, which I always think is fun.
Yes.
It's just so cool how we all write.
Yeah. Lots of outliners, lots of pantsers.
Yep. Dang. All right. Well, okay. Shall we do another sprint?
I'm down.
Yeah, just like all of the writing, reading, whatever time. Let's see. You guys can recommend again. I'm kind of leaning toward like a 2020 since that's what we're all doing. We got to use some let me know if y'all are good with that. I love that Nava's saying tarot to build characters or Enneagram type.
Ooh, that is so cool. I always think it's so cool that Becca does the tarot for like her writing days.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes, same. I just think that's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll ask one final question. We're going to do from Clavon. What is your take on distinguishing between too much or too little description? So, Lindsay, on your different drafts, do you find yourself adding in more description or kind of taking description away? Or where's like a good middle for you?
So I've only really like seriously written 2 books.
Mm.
Two. And each one was different. The first one my first draft is very sparse.
Mm.
When I go in for the second draft, I usually overwrite it, and my third draft is taming it back.
Yeah.
I have a very kind of I have a descriptive writing style. Like I get very prosy and metaphoric, which is wonderful in my opinion because I like reading that, but it also makes it difficult when you're trying to like keep it down good and like you know. So I what was the question? Like finding the balance?
Yeah, finding balance. What's your balance?
Okay, it's right on the screen. Too much or too little. I feel like it's really a call to you because some people really like that descriptive flowery stuff. Mm-hmm. And I love a world building, like deep world building, and some people don't. So it's so subjective. I mean, I just feel like if it's affecting your pacing, you're losing readers, they're not interested anymore. Maybe that's when you have too much. Or if your readers are confused, then you have too little. It's a really fine line.
Yeah, no, I feel like that is the perfect answer. Is more just the reader experience if they're confused or if you're losing them. But I do like your point also that like it's just different for everyone. Different people like different things. And that's always, what's so fun about writing and reading in general.
Yeah. It also depends on genre. If you're writing, but if you're writing like adult fantasy, you can do so much more with description than if you're writing like in a children's genre, which has very strict word constraints.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's an excellent
point. We gave you nothing.
Like it depends. All right, let's go ahead. I will get 2020 up on our timer. I think it looked like we were okay with that. I said that, and then I was so in the zone about underwriting or overwriting.
Well, what do you do? I mean,
well, I think every draft, I'm having to add more words in. So I'm never at the stage where I overwrite. I think, and also the downside for me is that I also prefer, I don't like as much description. So that's what all of my books tend to be shorter, like, or within whatever word count range they give you. I'm usually towards the shorter end. So I think that also adds into it. So it's just like, I've gotten better, or I've gotten lengthier, I guess, as the more I write, as I've gotten better at putting words in. Don't know that sounded right, but it's okay.
No, that makes sense. That's good.
All right. Let me add the third sprint, you guys. Okay. And again, I forgot to share my screen before I did that. All right. 2020 on the timer. Lindsay looks like she's ready.
Ready.
Woo! Okay, start. time. Let's see. How'd you do, Lindsay?
I did pretty good. I'm a little frustrated.
Oh, no.
I'm fine. I'm just not sure where to go. You know, when you feel that?
Yes.
But I'm trying to remind myself that I just need to read through right now and later I'll analyze. But I'm getting hung up on wanting to analyze now. But what about you? What do you do?
That's tough. Well, I switched to the third book of the Meridian Maps, and then I decided to actually try and work through some things by hand. I don't know if you're this way, but sometimes I think better on paper rather than on the computer screen. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I agree. I have that same thing. I think it takes a different part of your brain, you know?
I think so too. Yeah, that's what, like, in school, how they're always telling you to, like, write down your notes because it'll help encode it better. Something about just letting my hand do whatever it wants to helps.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, someone got 985 words. That is
Holy crap.
wow.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I appreciate Casey wrote a grocery list. I think it counts.
Yes, for sure. 808 words translated. That's amazing.
Wow. I was like, translated from what language? But it's just written some proper nonsense during NaNoWriMo. So translating your own back to, I got you.
That's funny.
Let's see. Okay. We are not alone. Writing by hand totally helps get the creative juices flowing. That's right. Yeah. Well, and I did have another question for you, Lindsay. I was looking through your videos, and I know you've been on other people's live write-ins, but have you considered doing them yourself, like hosting them?
I thought about it, but I'm so scared no one would show up. I would just be all alone typing on my computer.
No.
I haven't done one because I'm like, oh.
I'd totally show up. So.
It'll just be me and you, girl. It'll be fun. But I love them. They're so much fun. And this is more fun to me than like comments in my videos because I get to respond and have conversations as people are saying it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It feels a lot different in some ways because I do always love comments on videos too, but it is so different to be like, oh, we can actually talk.
Yeah, like I can respond and you can come back.
Yeah. It's really good. I'm seeing a lot of do it, Lindsay.
Kristen would be there. Oh, this girl saying you would show up. Well, thank you guys. Maybe I'll do one then.
I think you should.
Oh, you guys, this is so nice. Okay. I feel a little bit more confident now. Yeah. AuthorTube. Like, you just you meet so many nice people that say nice things.
I know. It's like the sweetest community I can imagine. We're all just writing. It's so fun. I'm just pulling up other examples. They're like, yes.
Great fry. She said, and me. You know I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
Moderately terrifying. Imagine her like popping up in my window.
I was gonna say around the corner. Like,
love you, Grape. Oh my gosh, so many people. Okay, now I feel like I have friends.
Yes,
I'll do one eventually. I will figure it out. And also, you have to be like somewhat smart with computers, so I have to work on that.
It is always nerve-wracking the first couple times because you're like, I think I did one the other day where I accidentally closed out of StreamYard while I was in the middle of it. And I was like, oh no, I have to get back inside. Thankfully, I was with other people, so like the stream keeps going, but I was just like, what was I thinking? I don't know. So
that happened. I had a bad connection the last time I did Kevin and Laura's live stream, and we were talking about something. I think it was like a movie or something, and I was saying how I didn't care for it. And then like as soon as somebody like rebutted my opinion, my screen went blank. So it looked like I just like left the conversation.
I'm done with you.
This conversation is canceled.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, the worst timing or the best timing.
So funny.
Look at that. Yes, subscribe to
Oh,
Lindsay. She is one of my
welcome.
favorites. She is in the description. So I love watching your videos. They're always so fun. And her personality on screen really like I feel like it always comes through really well. And I'm just like, yes, this is great. So
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks, Mindy. That's awesome. I'm wild. So be prepared for weird stuff. I feel like I have to disclaim that.
But yeah, Lindsay has left the chat. Yep. I'm done. I'm out.
And this is so cool too, because I recognize so many people, in the chat box from like your comments or whatever, or from my comments or other people's videos. It's so cool.
Yeah, it really is. Well, we are coming up on the hour and a half that we will be concluding at. Do we want to attempt to fit another sprint in? That's the question. Very short one, but we can attempt it.
Tiny baby sprint.
Tiny baby sprint. Does anybody want a tiny baby sprint? Otherwise, we're capable of just talking about whatever. So, oh, you know what? Having said that, I do want to ask, is there anything that you've been like watching or reading that you've loved recently?
Ooh. Yes. Okay. I have been tracking all of the books I read, and I've actually had a really good reading month so far, like in the number and in like quality.
What you've chosen, yes.
Yeah, which sometimes I'm trying to get better at that, like not just being like, oh, that's a cool premise, I want to read it, like really taking the time to be like, okay, but like, is this, something you have time for, something you really think you're gonna like, and not just like it because everyone else likes it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got my reading stats pulled up because I'm a stats nerd.
Heck yes. Also, it looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. Well, the YA, if you guys like YA thrillers, and like listen. I'm not really I just recently got into sci-fi. I was always so scared of sci-fi because it just sounds scary. It sounds huge and like, I don't know. I was intimidated. But I read this sci-fi thriller called The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. And it is the most like viscerally impacting YA thriller that I have read in so long. Like there is just such a sense of dread and doom. And it just like, there's like that ticking time bomb trope. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like 5 hours till this happens, 6 hours till it gets smaller and smaller and smaller every chapter. So you're just like, it was so good. It's so good. I loved it. I highly recommend.
Oh my gosh. I wrote it down. I'm excited.
Okay, good. That one was good. What else did I read? I'm what's the series called? The Truly Devious series. I'm reading the 3rd book in that right now. It's really good. You need to read Truly Devious, Kate. I know. You need to read Truly Devious. Literally yell right now in the comments. Yell.
I know. I need to. And I have it. So bad. Yeah.
So I'm reading that currently reading the 3rd book in that series, and it's great. I love a good mystery. So, and then if you like middle grade, I read a really great middle grade called Dear Sweet Pea by Julia Murphy, who is the woman who wrote Dumpling that had like the Netflix tie-in. It's so great. It's about this like cute little chubby girl who's trying to deal with like, number 1, being chubby, and number 2, her parents' divorce. And so she sneaks into her neighbor's house who has like a I don't know what they're called, like an Ask Abby type section, like an advice section. And she secretly starts answering people's like advice call. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I loved it.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I feel like middle grade, this is the weird thing about how YA's changed. And I think you've made some really good like conversation videos about that. But the YA that I remember loving so much, I feel like is now captured in sort of middle grade. Because that sounds like something I totally would have read in YA like a decade ago or 15 years ago or something. But like I'm gonna pick that up. That sounds great.
Yeah, for sure. I do think it's changed a lot. There's not that space for younger teen voices. Like 15 to 13 is like disappeared. You don't get middle grade, you don't get it in YA. So it's really sad, but Yeah.
Hopefully it'll come back.
Yeah.
I think it's just an ever-evolving sort of thing.
Yeah. Hopefully. What about you? Have you read anything good lately? I know you've been doing some classic stuff.
I did, yeah. I finished Fahrenheit 451. I feel like that's the only book that I've actually finished this month. I'm in the middle of a couple others because Jessica Williamson and I are doing a Discovery of Witches for our AuthorTube chat book club thing. So I'm in the middle of that, and then a nonfiction book I feel like I've been reading forever. And then speaking of middle grade, I still want to read The School for Good and Evil, the first one. So that's also on my TBR. I'm realizing I'm going to have a lot of time on a plane in parts of January, so I'm hoping I'll get some reading in. I feel like I've been slacking, but honestly, for me, if I can get like 2 books a month, I'm pretty happy with that. So
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you ever do, you started doing audiobooks. I saw that in a vlog you did recently with
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah, I find that I read so much more now that I started doing audiobooks. Like it's so helpful. So especially like when I'm just taking the dog on a walk, or I was gonna say out for a jog, like I'm going for a jog. But, like jog. So like you wouldn't believe, like, or just sitting in the car, like how many books you can read per year just by filling random times with an audiobook.
Yeah, that's how I used to when I worked corporate, and I would have like an hour and a half kind of like for the full day. I would be in a car for an hour and a half. I listened to and read so many audiobooks then. That was like the only way I kind of read. So yeah, but I want to get back into it because it has been a while. So I did a Game of Thrones, and so I want to pick up some new ones. Yeah. I'm also one of those people where it really depends on the narrator for me. It's always interesting where like I want to give Lee Bardugo's The Shadow and Bone series another try because I listened to that on an audiobook first. Was not a fan. So I kind of want to read it in book form to see if I just didn't like the book as much. I don't know. So
gotcha.
Not as much on that one.
I struggle with her writing style. So okay. And I'm really in the minority with that. I know that like everybody's gonna come for me. But yeah, she has a very particular writing style where she focuses a lot on flashback, and it's very character driven, not really plot driven. Which is fine. I like some books that are like that, but I really struggle with the amount of flashback that she uses.
Yeah, okay.
I understand when people are like, I couldn't get into it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, see, and maybe that's what, if I try again, that might be something that I can pinpoint and be like, haha. I always feel like people are going to come for me whenever I say I'm not really like a Cassandra Clare fan.
Yeah.
Those books just like did not hit with me. I stopped halfway through the second one and was like, I think I'm just done. So I always feel like, sorry guys. Some people, that's like their favorite. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I want to do like a series where I reread all of my favorites from when I was a teen, because I think it'd be interesting to like see, because I was like die-hard Cassandra Clare fan. I love that. Like I remember a whole project on like one of the characters and stuff. And like I mentioned this in one of my other videos where I was talking about all of the male love interests that I wrote like from the time I was like 15 into 18 were like Jace Whalen. That was it. They were all Jace.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah.
I would love to see you reread that. I'd be so curious because I feel like that's I'm trying to get more into BookTube this year, and I'm hoping to find if there's like because they do so many readathons. I want to find one that's specifically for rereading old favorites, so I can like kind of participate, because I have so many on my shelves that are old favorites that I want to just see. Would I feel the same, or was it like a time and place sort of thing,
right.
So
yeah. I want to reread that, and like maybe Twilight even. Like, wouldn't it be fun to reread Twilight?
Yeah, that would be hysterical.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That'll be something.
Yeah. Well, see, we managed to talk. I knew that it was so an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I calculated it, 46 minutes and 11 seconds of writing in or rereading. So y'all, we did good. Thank you, Lindsay, for joining me again. You guys can find her information in the description down below. And yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. I had so much fun too.
Yay! All
Alright.
right. Thanks, guys. We will see y'all another time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.